Hello and welcome to Illuminations with Tiina and Fee, for you who desires to live a life of joy. I'm Tiina, and today is the guest episode for our Boundaries series. So Fee's not here. Instead, I've got lovely Patty Stiles with me. And Patty lives all the way across the big pond in America, and this is our first American guest on the show, so that's really lovely. Patty is, and I need to check my notes now so that I don't say this wrong, a transformation coach and conflict resolution practitioner. Welcome to the program, Patty.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Patty, do you want to just give our viewers a quick introduction to yourself in your own words?
Well, it's been a long and winding path for me. Many years ago worked for the airlines and traveled a lot, and that was a lot of fun. And then I went to law school and found that lawyering actually was not a very good fit for me. I trained to be a collaborative lawyer to try to, work with people rather than, arguing and being combative. And then sort of moved across the conflict resolution spectrum, became an arbitrator and then a mediator and then a coach. And as a coach, one of the things that I did was to facilitate a divorce support group. And these were really good people, not at their best, and feeling, emotionally way out of balance and sometimes physically sick because the emotions had gotten so out of balance. So I started this journey of really trying to find how to help people really heal effectively and as quickly as possible. And so I kept looking and looking and looking for different modalities and found a lot of great there's like a ton of great stuff out there, all of it really good. The research just keeps exploding with more and more about the brain and the heart and the coherence between the brain and the heart. And so I met you in the training for RTT, the Rapid Transformation Technique, which is a form of hypnosis. And I think that's an awesome way to help people heal anything they want to. And so when you talked about having this chat about boundaries, I thought, okay, well, that's pretty straightforward. I know what boundaries are. But, I looked at a couple of articles and realized this is such a deep and rich subject. Boundaries are everywhere and they're related to everything. So this is a huge topic. And so thank you for bringing it up.
Yeah, well, welcome. Thank you for joining us. So now we're going to kind of take this huge topic and we're going to condense that into 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's going to be a good trick.
That's a good trick. It's a good challenge.
Yeah, it is.
So I'm just going to throw that kind of subject at you, like boundaries. What's the first thing that you kind of comes to mind when you think about boundaries?
A boundary is sort of like the line in the sand where you make the determination of, this is acceptable and this is not. This is where I draw the line. And, it needs to be firm, but sometimes flexible because, situations vary and people vary. And it's a balance. So everything's about balance. So it's a balance between the me and the we, between being autonomous and being connected. So you need to have a firm enough boundary that you are It's actually, I think about respect and loving yourself and the other person so that you have that balance.
Yeah. I come across in my kind of tribe, my women who I coach, including myself, I'll own it. We're not always that good with boundaries, and I think sometimes it's because we haven't been taught how to kind of, or even haven't been taught that we have a right to boundaries,
or even that we have boundaries,
or even that we have that. Why do you think that is?
I think the people who were supposed to teach us didn't have this information. They didn't, maybe they never knew anything about boundaries, maybe not in those words, maybe not even the concept. But the more the research revealed, the more I think it just makes so much sense that this is related to everything. It's related to, the heart and the brain coherence that I just talked about, which is when we feel the most balanced, when we feel compassion, when we feel peace, contentment, love, and that's our natural state of being.
Mhm.
So being unbalanced or imbalanced is not being yourself, and so it doesn't feel comfortable. So you have to be who you really are, which is, oh, I thought I turned this off.
That's fine.
So to be who you are, which is an extension of the divine, you need to come back into balance or coherence. And boundaries are very much, I think, a part of that.
Okay, so balance, and then there's something about authenticity, about being yourself, and then there's the respect and love for yourself and respect and love for other people.
Right.
What do you like with your own boundaries? Do you find it easy to kind of lay fluid boundaries that are beneficial for you and those around you?
I think like you just said, was never taught about boundaries. This is part of what I've just discovered on my own, and discovered the necessity for having good, healthy boundaries. So I'm not in the habit of, having perfect boundaries, having that balance, but I'm working on it, and I think we're all works in progress. So yeah. And it's hard. I think Brene Brown said, be willing to put up with the discomfort of saying no to someone in order to overcome your own feeling of resentment that you'll have later, that you're still stuck in this dysfunctional relationship.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Fee and I spoke about this as well in this series, that Brené Brown had this incident of, somebody asking her to bake cookies for, her daughter's school thing, something. And instead of choosing to feel uncomfortable for those seconds to say, no, I can't, it's like, yeah,
Okay.
sure. Not having the time, not wanting to do it, not, and then feeling resentful for days.
Right.
And lashing out on the people that she loves,
Right. And actually, I read a couple of articles by Brene Brown, and that's what sort of sparked the idea that this has everything to do with compassion. For yourself. You have to take care of yourself. You can't say yes to everything. It's not humanly possible. And to let the other person know what the boundaries are, because they don't know. It's, we're all just trying to do our best. So usually it's not any bad intention on the other person's part, but you just have to make clear to yourself first, and then to the other person what it is you can and cannot do.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I recently had a text message that wasn't that nice sent to me, and because I've been working very hard on boundaries myself this year, and usually I would have kind of gone into my, but I'm so understanding, and I understand that this person is in pain, and or I would have withdrawn and not said anything. Right. This time I went, you know what? Okay, I won't reply for a while. I'll just kind of think about this, because right now I'm angry. And I waited several hours, and then I went back and said, okay, well, I understand that, you're grieving and you're sad, but, this is totally unacceptable. This does not grant me
for you.
The freedom to say these things to me.
Good for you.
Yeah. And I noticed that, because sometimes that when we don't have those, the knowledge of how to lay those boundaries, when we start practicing it, it can come across as quite aggressive. It's like, wow, because we don't know how to do it.
Right.
And with that text message, I noticed that I could have compassion for her and for me and still say, this is not okay, in a very kind way, but very firmly at the same time. So I was quite proud of myself afterwards. I was like, this is a step forward, Tiina. So yeah,
that is good. And I think part of it is, always starting with the intention and, slowing down.
Yes.
And being mindful and just noticing what is. Like, what is now? These are the words the person said, and this is what my reaction is. And that's okay. Whatever it is okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And then, of course, then it can be scary to set a boundary because you kind of go, oh, well, what will the other person get angry? You know, will they reject me? Will they not love me anymore? And all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah. So yeah, I told you that I'm working on something with a very long time friend. We've known each other for decades, like since we worked at the airlines together. And a few things have happened that were totally not okay with me, but I thought, oh, I'm a nice person. I'll just let it go. And then something happened more recently, and I thought, okay, this is totally not okay with me. And so I knew that she probably had no clue that anything was wrong because it was my mistake. I didn't have the boundary. I always let it go before.
Yeah.
So now I thought, well, I could just not be in touch with her, or I could send her an email and tell her, I just have to disengage. And so I did, and it took me a while to settle down to do that, and then I edited it, and I was very careful about how I worded it. And her response was, I just feel totally blindsided. I apologize for whatever it is I did. And I thought, so that's not an apology because you have no idea what you did. So but when I was writing the email, my heart was like pounding because that's so uncomfortable for me to just say, after all these years, I think I'm done. That's hard. It's very hard.
It is hard. But I think one thing that we've learned, well, in various courses and educations, but in RTT as well, it's like, it's unfamiliar, that,
yes,
it's a new behavior, new
right.
way of being, and yeah, it takes a while to get used to it.
That's an excellent point, making the familiar dysfunctional behavior unfamiliar and making the unfamiliar balanced behavior more familiar.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that takes time and practice.
Exactly, it does.
Yeah.
So clearly we're both reading a lot around these subjects and both making the unfamiliar familiar and so on. What would be your kind of biggest gold nugget or advice to anyone who's watching this of how to kind of move forward with creating better boundaries?
I would say, sort of reiterate what we've already said is, slow down, just notice what is, like what did just happen, what is your reaction, how are you feeling? It's the feelings that matter. Because the research has shown our heart energy is much stronger than our brain energy, and all this focus on neuroscience is great, but it's not the whole story. And I would say, just kind of pause to stop the habits of whatever it is that you do. So you have to pause to stop that cycle, and then find, what am I feeling? And if you're really not comfortable with that, your heart knows. Your heart sends it gets the information from the environment, sends it to your brain, and then it goes to the rest of the body. It starts in the heart. So go to your heart and find, am I okay with this? Can I be okay with this? Like, is this a conflict that can be resolved, or is this really who I am? And that's not negotiable.
Yeah, brilliant. Good. Well, Patty, you have promised to, you've said that you do a short meditation with us.
Yes.
At the end of today's episode. So
yes,
I look forward to that because I will be enjoying just letting you kind of run that. But for those of you who don't want to take part in the meditation, who just wanted to take part in this chat, to you guys, we can say goodbye. And Patty, they can find you, or they can contact you at holisticallybetter@gmail.com. Yes?
Yes.
If
correct.
anybody wants to contact Patty for anything that she said today or anything like that. And I will put that at the end, as usual, at the end credits, so that information is there for those of you who want it. So
thank you.
Thank you very much for those of you who want to leave now. For those of you who want to stay a few more minutes for a lovely meditation with Patty, please stay. So Patty, the stage is yours.
Okay, so this is a very short meditation, and it's almost something that you can imagine in your own mind, sort of on the fly when you need it in the moment. So it's just, an idea to get you started, sort of a seed that you can plant. Um, but so the meditation just starts as usual with just try to relax. If you're comfortable, close your eyes. If you're not comfortable with that, that's okay too, whatever you're comfortable with. And just notice what is. How are you feeling? Where is there any tension or discomfort in your body? What thoughts are coming and going? And just allow them. Just notice them. Take a nice cleansing inhale and exhale. And another nice deep breath. And so being aware of any tension or discomfort, just know that you can release it. You can release it with every exhale. So start by setting your intention to have enough self-compassion, self-love, and respect to have firm boundaries around your precious energy. You are energy. Sense or imagine the energy field as it is now, in and around your body. What color is it? What shape is it? Is it even or uneven around your body? Is it robust or is it kind of shriveled? So sense that you're expanding that energy field that you just sensed. You are expanding it, energizing it, firming it up. See it as being very full and even and strong in and around your body. And sense that it expands evenly to at least 12 or 18 inches or even more, evenly around your body in every direction. Know that your energy field is always there and it always provides protection for you. It keeps your health and your energy or vibrations in, and it keeps any harmful or negative energies out, so they cannot and will not harm you. Love and compassion are your greatest protectors. It is pure loving energy in the field around you, and it protects you always. Negative energies cannot penetrate a barrier of pure love. Loving energy attracts more loving energy to you, in addition to repelling any negative energies. And now you can visualize or imagine a stream of protective light coming down from above, enveloping you completely. It is light or energy from the divine. It connects you to the divine. You can also sense or imagine a wall or bubble of pure, protective, loving light that surrounds you. This light is always with you. It protects you always. You are never alone. Coupled with visualization, very consciously and deliberately, remember your intention that your loving energy and healthy boundaries protect you and guide you throughout your day. Always keep compassion as your guiding light. Compassion towards yourself and towards others. Remembering that we are all imperfect human beings trying our best. Spend a few moments feeling this nourishing, perfect, peaceful, protective light which brings so much comfort. It is part of you and your energy field. Feel the light as it warms you perfectly and gives you strength and wisdom, love and compassion. And remember that this protection is with you always. So feeling very grounded and peaceful, feeling strong, invigorated, and refreshed. Whenever you're ready, you can take a nice deep breath, open your eyes, and bring your attention back to the room.
Wow.
How was that?
That was amazing. It was amazing when you said, now expand it. And I was feeling like my whole body was feeling stronger. I was like,
yes. Yes.
Wow. I love that. I love that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And for those of you, the audience who joined us in on that one, let us know what you thought. I thought that was amazing. Thank you so much, Patty, for joining us to talk about boundaries and for that beautiful meditation. And I'll see you soon.
You're very welcome.
Okay. Bye now.
Bye-bye.